Hey crafty cuties, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about my favorite crafting tools from Amazon or things that you can find on Amazon. I have a few new things too that we're going to try out, so we're going to jump right in. And I want to start with the envelope punch board. This is honestly one of my most used tools. I have two videos on my channel actually showing a bunch of different projects that you can make with this, because you can make things other than envelopes, and honestly there's so many things that you can make with it. But it's really cool just for the aspect that you can make envelopes super quick and easy and in all different sizes. And it also has a corner rounder and it has a bone folder, which I also just use each of those on their own all the time. So I had to mention this to start off. Mine is in the package because this is actually my mother's. She has the newer model and I wanted to show this to you, so if you're looking for it on Amazon, you will notice the new design. But I am so excited to have this in the mix because I just love this thing. So I want to start, we'll start by just grabbing things off my desk here, and I'm going to show you this next. This is my Fiskars Trimmer. I think it's just a great trimmer. It has this part right here, so you can pull this up and you can easily cut longer pieces of paper while also measuring them. It works really well. I just feel like it's a good sleek design and you just really can't go wrong with this trimmer. It's just really basic. It's lightweight, so you can take it with you. It's obviously a bigger trimmer, so if you're wanting to just cut like smaller pieces, I'm not sure if if you would need to have such a big little device, such a big tool. But it's a really good trimmer, and if you guys have been looking for one, then you know that they can be hard to find. So I also wanted to include this trimmer. This is the Martha Stewart trimmer, and I've used this for years now, and I will say that the blade on mine is just awful, and I've switched it up, but I was buying the generic blades, and I will say that go with the name brand on the blades if you are getting this one right here. But the reason why I really love it is because the fact that it has the scoreboard. It also has a bone folder as well, which makes it just convenient that it's all kind of tucked in there. But I use this scoreboard all the time, and I just really love that it folds up. But it's also just convenient that it also has the trimmer. So if I'm ever going anywhere and I know that I'll need a trimmer and a scoreboard, I will absolutely bring this. And again, this is super used in my craft room, so I had to include that. Next up, I'm going to talk about my CropaDile. Now, this model is also new to me. I've actually completely wore out my other CropaDile. It was a teal colored, but one of my lovely subscribers sent me a new one, and I really couldn't go without this. And I love that this one has the little carrying case. I don't think my last one did. Well, maybe it did and I misplaced it, but it's just nice to have everything here that you need. A little spot for all of the eyelets, and I really use this more than you would think. You can use it for just a hole punch if you want. There's two different sizes on here, and then of course there is the Eyelet Setter, and it's yeah, it's just a really great lightweight tool. It's really good quality. You can't go wrong with it. So let's see, what should we do next? We'll go with another item that I use a ton, and that is my little mini stapler. Now there's different brands and things of these, and I'm sure they're all pretty good, but I think this is the DIY brand. However, I do usually use the Tim Holtz Tiny Attacher replacement refills, and it's just so much fun to have a tiny little stapler. I use this in all of my embellishments that I make. I use it for just like office things that I need to do. And again, I've had this for quite a few years now, and I feel like I couldn't go without it. Even when I'm traveling, I bring that with me. Another thing that I love is my corner puncher, and even though I have a corner puncher or a rounded puncher, a rounded edge puncher on my envelope punch board. I really like to have this by itself just because it's so much smaller. So if I am crafting or something like that and traveling, I can bring this because it's so much smaller. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a piece of paper so I can just show you what it looks like. I mean, it's just a good quality punch. If you guys are into crafting, then you might know that some of these little punchers just don't work well. They're not sharp, but I've been using this for a long time, never had any issues. It's sharp, it's easy to use, and that's another thing with some of these. It can be so hard to use them, but this one, it's really easy. You barely have to press down. It has a really nice, perfect edge when you punch it, and then all of the pieces actually go into this right here, which you can empty out, so it's not messy either. So next up, let's talk about scissors. So I've been on the hunt for a good pair of scissors for fabrics and laces and things like that, and I've been testing these out for the last week now, so these are kind of a newer thing to me, and these work amazing. Now they're actually called leather scissors. Here's the package, but I'm telling you, they work wonderful on fabrics and laces, because I don't cut. I like to have one pair of scissors that I can use for like everything, but I'm going to try really good not to use these on paper since they work so good for like laces, twines, and things like that. And I also like that they have like a smaller part right here because it just makes it a little bit easier to cut smaller cuts if I need to. And then along with scissors, I have been looking for a good pair of fussy cutting scissors. And if you don't know what fussy cutting scissors are, they're just basically a scissor that's going to be used to cut out like detailed work. So cutting out like little images from book pages and things like that. And these are awesome. You actually get 2 in the pack, which I didn't need to, but they just come like that. And they're easy to use, they're comfortable. I like that I don't feel like my fingers are getting cut off even though they're such a small pair. They're really sharp and they're straight to the point. So the next tool I want to mention is actually a tool kit, and it's a bookbinding kit. So if you're into junk journaling or making your own journals, books, you have to grab this. It's a really good kit. It's good quality, and it's also very affordable. The awl on this is amazing. Some of the awls that I've had in the past have been just really too big, and so they make the holes way bigger than what you actually want. So I like that this one is small, but it's really sharp, so you do have to be careful, and it seems really good quality. It doesn't feel like it's gonna break or anything when I'm going through a bunch of pages. But I like that it's a kit because it also came with these bone folders, and this is my absolute new favorite bone folder. It's good quality. Oh my gosh, it makes the creases on your paper amazing, which I never knew like that I would notice a difference, but I really do, and I just love this. But it also comes with like some bookbinding needles. It comes with these teeny little scissors that I think you can use for gutting a book. I'm pretty sure that's what I've been using them for. And so that's a great kit. Along with that, I use needle nose pliers a lot for tassel making and charm making, and these are a good quality pair that again are affordable, and they work lovely, so couldn't do it without those. Let's see, next up, let's talk about something pretty fun. This is a wax stamp kit, I guess you would call it. It came with this little holder here where you can place your candle underneath, and then you have a place to set your spoon down when you're melting the wax. And when I first started doing wax melts, I was like, oh, I don't need one of these. I can just hold it over the flame. But it's so nice to just be able to set it there because it does take a little bit to have your wax melt. And for me, I'm usually making several things at once, and so it's really nice to just have that here. When I was looking around for one of these, I did see some that were like pretty expensive, but I was like, let me just see if I can get one from Amazon that's affordable, and if I don't like it, then, you know, I can go with a better quality one. But I mean, there's nothing to not like about this, and it comes with the spoon and some candles. So really loving that. Another thing that I use all the time in journaling is a date stamp. And I think this one was like $3 or something like that. And my last one I had to stop using only because the years on it stopped at like 2020, I think. But this one goes all the way up to 2024. And it also goes all the way back to 2019. So that's kind of nice in case you're doing any journaling or memory keeping, you know, from a couple of years ago. And it's easy to use. All of the dates on here line up really well. And so something that I love in journaling. Let's see, next up, I had to include this in the tools video, and you guys, if you've been around, then you already know, but this is my absolute favorite glue. This is just about the only glue that I use on a regular basis. I mean, it is. It is amazing for journal making. It dries rather hard, so it just gives extra, I don't know, durability, I feel like, to journal covers, but it doesn't, you know, it doesn't bubble up your papers. Now, I have had a few people try this and say that it does, but maybe you're using too much. I'm not really sure, because I really don't have that problem unless like the paper is way too thin. But in that case, I just spread the glue out, and other than that, I never have an issue with it. It does have the little thin tip here, which is one reason why I really like it, but it also comes out so easy. I've tried a few glues where you really have to squeeze, and when I'm using glue on, you know, a journal where I'm actually going to be using it for a long time, I want something that comes out quick and easy, but like not too quick and doesn't hurt my hands. But then it also has this broad tip, so if you're doing any kind of project where you do need to spread it out, you can use this. I prefer to just use my finger, but that's okay because it's there for someone who might like it. Next, I just want to talk about this simple thing. This is just a metal ruler, but I use this all the time in not just measuring things, but I love using it to tear my papers. It does give you a straight edge, so works good, and it's just an inexpensive ruler that I use all the time. So I do have one new thing, and we'll try it out in a minute, but I was kind of excited to use or to try this, and that's because when I'm tearing with this one, like I said, it gives a straight edge, and that's fine, but on certain projects I kind of want a uneven edge, and those type of rulers can be super expensive. So I grabbed this to try. I didn't realize that it was going to have such like big zigzags here, but this one right here, I think it's called a deckled edge, looks like it's gonna work. It comes with like some water here, so I think if you want to wet the page, it can tear a little bit easier. But we're gonna try it out. I'm not really sure if it's gonna be worth the price, because for me, I think I'll only use this edge right here. So it may or may not be worth it, but I thought it would be fun to just try something new in this video. So I'm gonna set it aside and we'll finish up the few items that I have left. And here we go. Even though I only really like to use one glue, I do sometimes use different adhesives as far as tape goes, and this is a double-sided tape, so there's just certain projects that a double-sided tape you know, works better over glue, and it's a good bargain to get it off of Amazon because you get a big roll of it. This is good quality. It's not a name brand, so it gets really affordable, and this roll definitely lasts me a long time. Okay, so I think the last thing I'm going to mention that you can get on Amazon is something that you guys have seen me use a ton. It's my sewing machine. It's my Brother Project Runway. Now the only thing about this, guys, is that they have just raised the prices on this in the last like year or so, and I'm not sure if it's just because it has become so popular or what. It's kind of a bummer to see it so expensive. I'm hoping I can find some links for you guys where it's affordable, but I wanted to include it just because, I mean, it's just one of my most favorite tools that I'm using all the time, and it used to only be around $100 on Amazon. But like I said, they've raised the prices. It's a bummer, but I also want you guys to know that I'm pretty sure I've found a dupe to this. I'm pretty sure I've found a sewing machine that is very similar, gonna do the same thing, but it's more in the $100 price range. So be on the lookout for that. I'll probably be doing a whole video just on that. So I'm really hoping that I can find you guys a gym, because you have to have a sewing machine in your craft room, and you need one that's good and easy to use, because a lot of you are beginners just like I was when I used this. And I'm telling you, if you have one that's hard to use, it's going to make you think that you can't sew. But I'm telling you, you just need an easy sewing machine that really does all of the work for you. So I almost forgot to include these two, but I had to throw them in. This is my heat tool, and it's inexpensive, and I use it for things other than just embossing. However, I think that's really what it's intended for, is stamp embossing, and it does work great for that. It's the perfect heat. This one does not have like any different heat levels, but it is the perfect amount for embossing. But I also use this for things like drawing paint on paper, for different things in my art journal. Maybe if I'm doing a journal spread and I just am dyeing one piece of paper, I can easily dry it with this. And I like how small and sleek it is. It's easy enough to have right in my drawer next to me so that I can pull it out and use it. And then this right here, this was such a good find. I don't know about you guys, but I've had like 52 different glue guns, and they've all just either end up not working well, or there's just something about it that I don't like usually. And this one is perfection. My husband surprised me with this because he knew I was annoyed of all of the different glue guns that I had, and he did a ton of research on glue guns and ended up getting this one because it had such great reviews. And yeah, I love that it uses the big glue sticks, because like one glue stick lasts forever. Again, I don't think this one has different heat levels. That's right, he warned me about that. He was like, it doesn't have heat levels, so I don't know if that's going to be a deal breaker. But again, it's the perfect amount of heat, and glue comes out really fast. Like, not too fast though. That's one issue that I had in the past, is either they came out way too fast and I couldn't slow it down, or like not fast enough and you had to like be pushing the glue for the glue to come out. But this one is just perfect. It doesn't hurt my hands to have to use the little knob here or anything like that. Like, it's just easy. And then also what I really love about it is this stand. It's such a simple thing, but that way in between gluing, I can set it down. I don't have to put it like this and get glue all over my, you know, tabletop. So I love these two heat tools so much. So I had to include this as well. I guess I've said that about all of these things, but this one right here is not from Amazon, but I just wanted to kind of give a quick little shout out to Magnuson Custom Stamps, because if you are someone who either has an Etsy shop or a YouTube or some type of a business, you might want to check them out, because these little custom stamps are so cool, and you can, you know, customize them to your logo or really like whatever you want. I got mine on a rubber stamp. I think there were different choices for that. I'll go ahead and show you what mine looks like stamped. So this was the first stamp that I did, and yeah, it's just good quality. It was such amazing customer service, and I will definitely be getting another one, because I think I want to get one that says like, thank you for supporting Paper Terrace without the rose. But yeah, I'm so excited to have this, and like I said, I know it's not Amazon, but I just wanted to show you guys about it while we're doing kind of a tools video, just in case you're looking for something similar. All right, I think it's time to go ahead and try this out. So I'm going to open it up. So I wanted to go ahead and use this on coffee dyed paper, because I feel like that's what I use the most. So we should see how it performs on, you know, what I'm going to be using it mostly for. Maybe we can try the other rulers too, just to see what they do. But first I'm going to try it without water, because I know me, and I know that I'm probably not going to be using this if I have to use water, but I just don't see why you would. Okay, so we'll just do it kind of close to the edge, and let's see what kind of a look you get. And if you have a Decal edge ruler that's affordable, please let me know down below. Okay, well, that's actually pretty good. It's better than what I thought. I'm gonna try to get a closer look here for you guys. I was afraid that the tear was gonna look like too big. I do like that. I kind of wish it was a little bit kind of messier looking. But I really do like that. I'm gonna have to re-look at the price and see what it was I paid to see if I think it would be worth it to keep just for that. But we might as well go ahead and see. I mean, I guess these could be cool. This one's pretty big, but let's go ahead and try this as well. So I'm just gonna put my paper here. Tears pretty easy without paper. I mean, that's kind of cool too. It's definitely kind of quicker than like an edge punch. So it might be fun for junk journals, but I guess let's go ahead and see if it does work good enough to use as like an edger for like junk journal pages or not. We'll try this one right here. I just don't see myself using the really big side, so we'll try this one right here. I can see why they added water, because these bigger ones, I mean, I got it okay, but okay, honestly, I'm sort of liking this more than what I thought I would. I was pretty sure that I might be returning it, but I'm gonna try this one next and just see. I didn't think, I was kind of like, what would you even use these for? But now that I'm using them, I'm thinking, oh wait, I like to have different edges on my papers all the time. I would just never think to use a ruler. So this one's a little bit harder to use. I think you would need to use the water for it, but at the same time, that's not bad. Okay. I'm not sure, guys. I don't know what to do. Let me know what you think down below. Okay, again, that's easier too, and it's not perfect since I'm just doing it on straight up paper, but let's just go ahead, even though I wasn't going to use this side, just to see it in case you're wondering. Okay, also much easier than what I thought. I'm really torn about this. I'm gonna see what the price was. So I paid $14.99 for this. I think I'm maybe gonna keep it. I actually really am kind of more impressed than what I thought I was going to be. So like I said, let me know down below if you have like a Decal edge ruler that you really like. And I would love to know like the name brand and price range, because I think they were, what I was seeing, they were a lot more expensive than $14.99, and so I think I might go ahead and probably keep it, just since I like these other ones, and I like the fact that, you know, they're small enough to stick into my drawer and not going to take up a lot of room. But I would love to know if you guys have any favorite tools that I didn't show that you're like, you need this. Leave it down below so we can all see. It would be great to see what else is out there and what people just can't live without. But before I go, let me just show you these cute new envelopes that I got, yes, from Amazon. I get new envelopes every month for my patrons because I send out monthly pen pal mail. So I think these are the envelopes that I'll be using this month. And if you've been watching my pen pal videos, you've seen a couple of the envelopes I've been using, which are like the green and pink with the gold foil. And just to compare, these ones are not as thick or these ones are more bendy, I guess is what I'm saying. So I'm not really too sure. I guess it's going to depend what I'm sending out, but they're gorgeous. And so nonetheless, I'm definitely keeping them and will be using them for some type of pen pal mail. But I think I'll be able to use it for my monthly pen pal mail, as long as it's nothing fragile. But had to include those because they're so pretty, and I'm sure you guys would be interested as well. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for all of your support on my Amazon videos. You guys are loving them. I'm not trying to encourage you guys to spend money that you don't want to, but if you're already going to be spending it on products, why not, you know, spend it on things that you really like? And I appreciate you guys for using my affiliate links. That does help me out in a big way. I get a really small amount of commission from you guys, but it adds up and it totally helps me to continue making these videos and doing what I'm doing here for you guys at no extra cost to you. So I will see you guys in the next video. Have a lovely day. Bye, guys.